My name is Daniel Scott with UDAYA.com, and this is Average Yoga, a series of easy-to-digest yoga tutorials for people who don't do yoga yet. Take what you like, leave what you don't, go at your own pace, and learn to build your practice from the ground up. Let me ask you a question. Do you feel comfortable when you're doing yoga? Are you feeling good during the movement, but then when you stop moving, how does that feel? Chilling out is a very integral part of the yoga practice, not because you should always be relaxed. In fact, it's important to have a certain amount of engagement and awareness as you move through this yoga practice. But at those times when you're not moving, the beginning of class, those rest poses in between sequences, or in Savasana at the end, if you're feeling discomfort, disquiet, or any sort of frustration because your body doesn't feel good as you're trying to simply sit still, maybe, just maybe, the rest of your practice is also going to feel that same amount of discomfort or frustration. So let's spend a little time getting comfortable and chilling out in our rest poses. So let's start with what might happen in the beginning of class. You walk into class, teacher's going to say, find yourself in a comfortable seated position. And then you try to sit down and you're like, none of this is comfortable. Great, let's work on that. So, comfortable cross-legged position would look like this. Shoulders over hips. You have your heels in towards the groin. You can have your ankles in front of each other or the ankles crossed. But if sitting like this, the knees are up, the hands are shaking, the shoulders are rounded, this is not going to be comfortable. How are you supposed to focus and do meditation if you're in a place where your body feels super disquiet? Grab yourself one of these fancy blocks or anything equivalent to it and sit on it. You're going to find you're going to have a lot more space to draw the heels in towards the groin or have them crossed in front of you, and the shoulders will be stacked better, the hands will be able to rest more on the knees, and you might feel able to close the eyes and have a soft face without thinking, I'm going to fall on my head because I'm so tight. So letting the hips relax, letting the shoulders stay open, you're going to find so much more space to breathe and do the things you need to do. Even so, if you need to take another break because you're super tall or you're super tight, go ahead and do it. Make yourself comfortable before you make your teacher comfortable just by trying to honor their wishes of just trying to sit without a brick. You can always grab a bolster or another yoga mat to raise things up. Now, if sitting cross-legged isn't your thing because just of so much tightness in the calves or the hamstrings or the thighs, try a pose called AVERAGE. It's hero pose. Feet, legs parallel. Take a brick between the ankles. Sit your sit bones onto that brick. Take the knees together if it feels right, or have the knees apart if that doesn't feel right. Have the hands on the thighs, and you're going to find the navel is going to actually be able to relax. The shoulders are going to be over the hips. The head can stay soft. And you might be able to finally do visualization or pranayama or things that are going to help you clear your mind so the rest of the body can open up. Also, you can take a bolster and sit on it that way, whatever feels right for you. Now, put your bricks to the side, child's pose. Now, we're often told to go into a rest pose, child's pose. So nice. You can just put your head down on the mat, drop your sit bones and your hips towards your heels, and you fold forward. Now, if you're like me, you might have bony knees. And if you're feeling pain in your knees on the mat when you're trying to be in a rest pose, it's not comfortable. So if you need to take another mat and pad up, go ahead and pad up. Now, having the knees together being in child's pose can be really intense if you have super tight hips. You can't fold forward. In fact, what happens is your hips end up coming up high and you have to lean forward on that. So you can take the knees slightly wider and have the chest have some space to fold forward. You might even be able to access different parts of your lower back. However, if you're feeling pain in the knees when you're doing this, sometimes just a little bit of space behind the knees is a great thing in this. So you can take a strap and you can fold it over a couple times. And you can put one, we'll do it on this side, you can put one behind each knee, or you can roll up a towel, or you can have even a bolster behind the knees. So when you fold forward, it takes the pressure out of the kneecap. And so if you want to use the bolster to do that as well, it's extra padding. It could be actually quite comfortable. So you sit on that bolster, and then you can fold forward from here. Now, in the middle of a vinyasa class, it's a lot to ask to just keep throwing things in there. So you might end up just keeping a dedicated towel next to your mat or next to your, area in your yoga room at home when you want to have that space. Third and finally, Shavasana. Now, oh man, there's nothing I like more when the teacher's like, we're moving towards Shavasana. Nothing I like to say more as a teacher, because you can just see the collective smiles of the just wash over a class after a nice tough practice. However, when you're making yourself comfortable for Shavasana, as you lay on your back and you extend your legs, if you're feeling pain in your lower back and it really makes it uncomfortable and you kind of try to move around to make things feel good, one thing that's really important to think about, bend the knees, have the knees hang in towards each other and have the feet wider than the hips. This might be a really great way to loosen and relax and release in the lower back. So if you're feeling tightness down there, you can finally, softly, easily breathe and focus on that breath and then allow whatever is supposed to come your way in this pose known as corpse pose. Alternatively, sometimes having the feet together and the knees wide is a really nice way to let the hips open up more as you're in Shavasana. But by the same token, being here for an extended period of time can be really intense on the hips. So if you're the type of person, or if you're asked to do Supta Baddha Konasana, which is the name of this pose, as you're in corpse pose, putting a little bit of padding under those knees can give you a lot more relief. Now notice this is the lowest part of the brick. You can always adjust the brick to support you to make sure that you feel super held and supported as you are able to relax and release into this pose of poses. Also, coming out of Shavasana really quickly can be kind of intense. So it's important to note when the teacher asks you to roll and take time to come out, they say don't lift the head, let the head be the last thing to come up, or the head comes up last. Really, you should honor that. Let the hands come down, let the head hang, and notice as I'm walking my weight back to my hips, the head is truly the last part to come up. This gives you some time to kind of create whatever you need to do, and if you're in practice and you're trying to find that comfortable spot, really use that time to let the head be the cherry on top of this beautiful opportunity to end your practice on a high note. Head, shoulders, hips stacked, face relaxed, breath even and easy, and oh gosh, maybe, just maybe, yoga will feel good once again. So, how'd all that land for you? Hopefully it sparked a fire, and if you're looking to fan the flame, head over to UDAYA.com and enter the promo code AVERAGE JOGA. You're going to have access to a lot more classes from myself and a host of amazing teachers from around the world of all shapes, styles, and colors. By all means, let this serve as a great foundation to build a home practice on that you can have for the rest of your life. Enjoy, enjoy.